What's up, friends? This is Manni, and welcome to the Future of Mech Games with Steel Hunters in Battle Royale. And hello, I'm here. I just went into the huge Colossus right in front of these guys and still just squished him like an ant. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back in Steel Hunters, one of the most fun games I'm playing recently, and one that I think has a great future ahead of it, and I'm really loving the gameplay, and I hope you guys do too, so let's have some fun. For those who don't know, again, Battle Royale, free to play, made by Wargaming, a new game that is now in a public beta, alpha, I'm not sure, public early access in any case, and we're having a fun time with it already. It's usually a 2-on-2, you have a buddy with you, and the map is pretty open and relatively wide, and you can fight all these drones along the way, some NPCs that drop you items. And there's already the first enemy team of players. Sometimes the first enemies you encounter are also NPCs. And I think these guys here might be NPCs. You can tell they're taking more damage than typically a player would. Yeah, so some of the early encounters, I feel like next to every player team will spawn one bot team as well. And so that is like an easier attack in the beginning. And I'm running the Razor Side robot. He is a great all-rounder that is able to just refill his shields per button press. And boom, kick him in the face. That's right. So first enemy team is gone. As soon as the second of the team drops, the team is wiped, okay, out of the match. And if one of them survives, then the other can respawn on them with low health and without any of the boosters or power-ups that were collected over the match, similar to what you know from other Battle Royale games. And yeah. Music is going nuts, dude. Kill Root is rocking again. And here we have the rogue drone. I kick it in the face, and then I take the massive rocket salvo that it shoots into the skies. Ideally, you dodge this. I always try to dodge it, but somehow I still get hit. I don't know, dude. Alright, so my buddy and I were moving through the map and finding more and more loot. Like we're farming trash mobs, so to speak, if you were to look at this from a Warcraft 3 perspective. We're farming the creeps. Yo, here comes an enemy team, and this is a player team, by the way. You can immediately tell that these guys have a lot more health compared to the NPCs before, but we were able to outplay them pretty well. Although they're trying to stick together, they get hit by the rockets, and I didn't. Okay, I managed to actually get away from that salvo, maybe by dodging in the right moment. Maybe similar to Elden Ring does an invincibility frames when you dodge in the right moment. I'm not sure. But this guy got hit by this rocket salvo from the NPC drones, and my friend also is doing a lot of damage. He was trying to heal up here, but yeah, that wouldn't happen anymore. So that player team was wiped. By the way, as you can see in the top left, I'm playing with about 200 FPS, between 180, 200, sometimes dipping to 160 in 4K. So while I have heard that some people say it's not perfectly optimized on their end, for me the game is running really well, but I do have the most up-to-date hardware you can currently have with a 5090 and the 9800X3D. But I have heard that for some people it doesn't run quite as optimized. But overall, I'm pretty confident that Wargaming is going to fiddle out the remaining quirks and make this a really awesome game that is free to play and that actually plays really well in free to play, similar to World of Tanks, right? Where you don't have to invest at all and you can still be completely competitive with other players, and that is awesome. Next player team, by the way. And then after this match, I'll speak about one more quirk that I have come across that I feel like could be done a little better. But let's first get rid of these guys. Razor Sight got hit by the area bombardment from my teammate. He can launch an area bombardment, and I kick him and then finish him off. Very nice. Rockets are coming over. Okay, there's the enemy. The Weaver robot with its mad minigun. But thankfully, he seems to have used his ability, and well, my buddy sniped him away. That's it. First match won, my friends. Boom. Victory. All right, and that gives us obviously some MVP stats here, which I was here in this case with great damage done. And let's hop into the next. So what I was mentioning is before, one thing I wish they would update is when you want to sprint, there is a sprint button. If you don't press the sprint button, you end up walking slow. And so my question here to Wargaming is, why would I ever want to walk slow, right? I think what they could do, scratched. Oh, here is already the a player team right there. Uh-oh. Okay, I gotta get away from here. Holy smokes. I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. Okay, but my buddy is here too. We're together. Okay, I managed to dash away. Because here's the thing. There is a sprint button and there's a dash button. And the dash button should be on shift. That would be just the most expected thing to do. But instead you have to, you know, put it on Alt or some other place where I think, hey, I think it would be better if you just scratch the entire... Wow, man, you suck, bro. Dude, no way, man. He really just took the whole clip to the face, didn't do any countermeasures, and then he even took the kick as well. So that was really bad. But it seems like he lost his teammate from behind, so maybe they were pressured from both sides. That could explain why he was not using any abilities anymore. Maybe you already had used everything. But yeah, so my suggestion, remove the sprint button entirely. Default walking function is this, and once you, after 5 seconds, you trigger the speed boost. So you sprint for a little bit, for 5 seconds, and then you trigger always a sprint boost that holds until you make a certain action, right? And this should be the default hold W function, that you start walking like this, and then you begin getting faster with the speed boost kicking in after a couple of seconds. And then you had a button shift free, and you wouldn't need an extra button for nothing, and instead that could be the dash button, in my opinion. Just a little bit of a improvement that I think could be made here. But yeah, so, whoop, okay. See, I dodged it. Yeah. Mirox, I know you're proud of me. My friend who I've played with least recently, he says I should dodge these things better. Now I did. So. Okay, so, oh, this moment was good, man. This is the best grenade I ever fired in my life. Look, I know that players are coming here because they shot the loot, and they're both in there. Boom! Big grenade, and you know what? 0 damage. Let's look at the replay. Look, they're standing in my explosion, and they took 0 damage from it. As if my grenade landed under some kind of rock or so, and didn't actually hit them. Which is so sad, because this was by far the best grenade I ever fired in this game. Because I knew they are gonna come over there, because they shot the loot, and nobody saw each other yet, so they came. I already prepared the grenade, and I just whooped them with it, but unfortunately it didn't hit. That was a little sad. I wish that grenade had hit both players how it should have been. But yeah, so maybe also here a little bit of a hit detection problem, or the grenade maybe glitched into the rock or under the rock and was considered not in line of sight with the enemy at that time. Something like this must have happened there. It is still early access, so a couple of glitches and a couple of quirks you might still encounter, but overall the game seems to be running already relatively refined on my end at least, and I'm having a blast. It's really fun. Alright, so we're about to encounter the next enemies. Target located. There he is. There's both of them. Alright, so my teammate is also behind me. I can see it on the minimap, so I'm confident. I'm dropping his shield almost all the way. It's not going to be that useful just yet. But this guy also dropping his shield, right? So that's 2 shields already gone. And while one of them can bring up a shield... Oh, my buddy is doing the orbital bombardment right now. And this guy lost his shield again. Probably from the orbital hit. And here's his teammate, who also took a lot of damage apparently from that orbital strike. And my buddy sniped him off with a nice sniper shot. Boom! Good job, bro. You deserve to be MVP here. And he is, yes. Nice. His orbital bombardments really did a great job. Did a number on the enemy. Although I did seem to do a lot more damage here, but I didn't get as many kills. I was not finishing off everybody, I was just doing a lot of damage. Bam, ba-da-da, bam. Okay, next one. One more match here, friends. Alright. Farming the creeps. Creeping the farm. Yeah. Let's go for it. Get that loot. Very often these small drones drop repair kits, which are very useful. It's the button 3 that activates them. You can store 3 repair kits. They take about 4 seconds or so, maybe 5, to be used. And you cannot get hit while doing it. Otherwise it will interrupt it. So, that I think is the first NPC group of enemies. Or, I'm not actually sure. But it could be. Hard to say. But since he's playing with a shotgun from far away, I'm assuming it might not be a player. Although even the bot would play better than this. I'm not sure. So he's done. He got destroyed. And here's the second one. Also not quite sure what he's doing there. Typically the bots play more smart than this, so I'm a little confused. Killer, his name is. Alright, you're not living up to your name. That's for sure, bro. Alright. We got those 2 champs out of the way. And there are multiple other power-ups you can collect over the course of this match. Over these matches, you can have a little shield dome that you can drop. I did this before with a grenade. Then you can have core upgrades that shortens your cooldowns. You can find the big Colossus kit, which I've shown you in the beginning. Where we transform ourselves into a mad titan-like robot. And we are much more powerful for 1 minute. Only 1 minute it goes, so you can't kind of just walk away from him while he has that. And this grenade, by the way, is gonna drop the shield on the enemy. Listen. Bam! There's a little sound that plays when you drop the shield to 0 from a player. And that is just my grenade dropped the Prophet's shield to 0. A well-anticipated grenade that I fired early on. I'm not gonna allow him to get away. We need to get him there. That's right. Woo! Those are definitely players. Nice. Reload it. Getting that damage in. Kick in the face. Always very important to get that kick in. Out of ammo. Now I'm reloading, but I need to make my kick, so I interrupt my reload. My teammate gets the kills again. Or this one at least. Yeah, it's crazy that you can constantly interrupt your reload with a lot of actions. But at the same time, you know, if he's right in front of you, you should be the one doing that kick. If he does the kick, then you take a lot of damage and you can't kick back because you're getting knocked back from it. So whenever you get close to somebody, try to always be the first to do the kick. Even if it means interrupting the reload, I believe. So I'm dropping the hunter tag I got for him here. Because he already collected the other hunter tag. And I thought it makes sense for him to have both of them. So that we could technically get the tier 5 loot. Just love that music, man. Killroot never disappoints. Here we go. Okay. The extraction zone at the end has opened. This is where every player will meet. Because if you don't go to the extraction zone, the team that captured it will win. This is how Steel Hunters does it without using the zoning gas cloud that comes in and forces you together. We don't need that here in this game because the map aren't actually this large. And we have this extraction zone in the end that opens up. And if you are not in the extraction zone or you don't stop the one team from capturing it and holding it for a while, then you're losing the match too. So you kind of have to go and do that, and this is why everybody is eventually going to meet over here. It's a slightly different method of doing Battle Royale, but it works just as well. Alright, so let's move in over here. I know somebody's probably going to try and circle us from this side. And I should have reloaded my weapons. I just realized that with this much time that I have here, should have pressed the button T to restore my ammo. But this is a bit of a more tactical approach here. We're together here. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm gonna get hit by that. Oh, I didn't. Only slightly. So where is the enemy team? I think we are still in control of this base. We still have it captured, I believe. Okay, I threw the grenade and... Yo, the grenade hit the other guy. And they threw one together. They basically, by the way, they both have the Razor Side robot. It's a double Razor Side team. And that is a little tricky. Now I'm refilling my ammo. Really need it. You need to have a collectible for this. Reloading. Alright, let's go for it, boys. So he's getting away. Okay, okay. Firing my grenade at long range and... I don't think it hit him, unfortunately. But there's this guy standing in the open. He wanted to collect some things, but he totally messed up the timing for that, man. I was able to pump a whole clip into him. And now I couldn't see him, by the way. Look at this. Did you see that? Here, replay. I'm coming around the corner and I can't see him. He's completely covered by my own robot, but I know he needs to be here, so I'm opening fire at the drone instead. And then I saw him at the end. That was funny as heck, dude. Wow, I'm low on health. And I keep getting hit by area bombardments from these drones, man. They are both on us, these drone bombardments. Okay, so enemy is here over firing at this guy from my team, my teammate. And now we're just doing 2-on-1ing him. Kick, boom. And yeah, one more shot and I would have killed him, but I also was really low on health. Because I think at the end, again, I got hit by an orbital bombardment there. Unreal how the drones worked for him in that situation, man. Anyways, what do you think about Steel Hunters, the future of mech games, my friends? Hopefully you stay tuned on the channel. I hope you had a good, fun time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you soon again. Manni signing off. Bye-bye.